So if you're like me, you probably really like Celtic sports. And you've probably ran across the Manx sport of Cammag. And you've probably wondered, what is Cammag? You've looked it up and you probably haven't found much on Cammag. So today I'm going to tell you all that I personally know about Cammag and probably some things you didn't know. So without further ado, please grab your cup of tea and enjoy. So the first thing I think we should talk about before we truly understand the sport of Cammag is talk about some of the facts behind the sport. Like, for example, how old the sport is, or where the sport's from. As I've mentioned, the sport is of Manx origin, coming from the Isle of Man. Its exact age is a bit difficult, much like other Celtic sports. A prime example would be hurling, which estimated age is anywhere between 4,000 to 2,000 years of age, which is definitely a big gap. More facts about the sport are, for example, what cultural connotation does it possess in Manx society? Well, that is actually very interesting. As much like other Celtic sports, the sport was made illegal when the English invaded the country for no apparent reason other than land. See, when the British illegalized the sport, it was already dying out because people were starting to pick up English sports. Later, especially during the Manx cultural revival of the 20th century, people began to play the sport for the first time in a league-ish setup. Unfortunately, due to lack of funding, the league kind of fell apart, and as a result, the sport of Cammag is played once a year on St. Stephen's Day, I believe, which is in December, if I remember correctly. Which means that there is no league for the sport of Cammag, making it the only Celtic sport that is still commonly played that does not have any form of formal rules and or a league. Another fact about Cammag is that there are no regulation sticks, no regulation pitch size, and hell, not even a regulation goal size. Hell, they're not even regulation goals, for that matter. Me and my friends use a bucket from Home Depot. So, what sticks are commonly used in the modern sport? Well, just like in the ancient, long-forgotten period of Manx history, the sport is still to this day played with wild sticks. Just random sticks found on the ground, which is exactly how it should be played. Weirdly, though, in the 21st century, people have begun to play the sport with random household objects, such as shovels, umbrellas, and allegedly a bumper. I don't know how true that is because I couldn't find any video footage, but allegedly someone brought a car bumper to play Cammag. I have thoughts on that. With all that information and the lack of a league and the lack of a genuine, certified, respectable community around the sport in of itself, you would think that the sport is slowly dying, exclusively being played by older generations. You'd be wrong, because the sport is actually beginning to grow in popularity alongside the concept of learning the Manx language. So that brings me to the end of my video. If I've gotten anything wrong, please comment politely, and I do hope you enjoyed your cup of tea. Along with this, if you guys would be interested, me and my friends would love to bring back the live streaming and the sports play, so if you would like to see us live stream us play a match of Cammag, please drop it in the comments below. So, yeah, as always, Gurmi mi mila lahagish agus long fall.